Well, hello, I'm Jason. I do not work for LSDA, nor am I being paid, coerced, threatened, blackmailed, or held hostage to make this video. I would like to take a moment to talk to y'all about the newest, that's not it. The last catalog was version 49. The newest catalog has now hit the streets and should be arriving to you with your next order from IDN. Yeah, that was a good start. So yes, they have the new catalog out. In case you weren't aware, next time you put an order in, you probably will get a new catalog. I had this dropped off by our sales rep. Thank you, Wayne, for doing that. And he also dropped off the ILCO 2024 book. Now, the last one they did was version 49, so I'd like to go ahead and take a moment and congratulate them on version 50. So if this was 49, and it didn't have the year on it, but the one before that had the year, and all the ones before that had the year, and this one has the year, I'm going to assume this is version 50. So congratulations to IDN for getting the 50th catalog out. These things are not easy to produce. Yes, there is a lot of copy pasta involved with making catalogs like this, but there are some new things. I received an email, a couple of months ago about matte black. That's right, down with 10BE. Down with 10BE. Matte black hardware. That's right, they now have a selection of matte black. They're finished 19. And when Wayne came by yesterday, I received this. I knew about the matte black for the past couple of minutes, so I was like, hey, did it make it in the catalog? Yes, it made it in the catalog. So the new matte black things are, and I'm going to try to put some of the pictures up here. If you're familiar with LSDA products, you have the grade 2 deadbolts, the 260 series deadbolts, single and double. You've got the L series lever handles. Now, me particularly, I like the 300 series. The 100 series is decent. It's pretty kind of light duty for me anyway. I'd much prefer to sell the 300 series, but there's nothing really wrong with the 100 series as well. They've got it all, everything I'm talking about is black, matte black. So, and not matte black, it's matte black with an apostrophe. So not matte with the E, it's actually Matt's black finish. I don't know who Matt is. I don't know if he works for LSDA or IDN. But anyway, Matt has the L100 in entry, classroom, storeroom, privacy, passage, and the dead latch and spring latch. Double cylinder grade 3 deadbolts and single cylinder grade 3 deadbolts. You got quickset and Schlage keyway. You have the EL20K19, which I've never gotten one of those in. I've kind of thought about getting one of those in to check it out. That's the residential electronic lock, and it has a quickset keyway. You have the the Tubular grade 3 knobs in quickset and Schlage, and the Plymouth knob. You have entry and passage. And they have a new square shape. Now, I hate square shapes because if it twists just a little bit, it's so blatantly obvious that it's off the lines. Like if you have a deadbolt in a door lock and the door lock gets a little bit loose, it's so noticeably. I've always hated square hardware. However, they have lever, entry, passage, and privacy in square. And they actually have the lever entry in a Wiser keyway. I guess that's kind of weird that they did Wiser. Obviously, you can use quickset with that, but they didn't do a Schlage keyway in that. That I know. It may be in the computer, or it may actually be in here. It may have just been missed on this first initial email. I'll have to check that. This is kind of weird. A double door strike plate for a panic bar in black. I don't know why that's on there. I thought they were always black, but if you need a black double door strike plate. Exit sensor in black. LSDA exit sensor, 36-inch door. And weirdly enough, maglocks. 1,200 pound and 600 pound LSDA maglocks with switch. I'm not a maglock person, but you can get them black now. So anyway, on to the new catalog, which has all of this in there in the 19 finish. I flagged a couple of pages because I immediately went to the LSDA to check a couple of things to see what they had, and I noticed they've got a couple of new cylinders. The rim and mortise cylinders, they have a new design or a new style called LSR and LSM. Now it says it's a solid, milled from solid brass. So if you're familiar with the old rim cylinders, it kind of has a cutout. It's like skeletonized, not quite as skeletonized as the old Yale rim cylinders because it still has this back end, but it's just a solid body rim cylinder now. So it's no big secret that the cylinders and keys are made by Ilco. So it's just good that now we have a LSDA option as well for the C123. And then it comes with all the other stuff. We also have another new flag down here, LFIC in LSA keyway. That's right, and C123. So you can get LFIC, obviously the housings and everything, and you can get the cylinders in LSA keyway, and you can order 5 packs of the LSA control keys, which are longer, have a 7th little mini pin in them to make that work. And then the mortise cylinders, you have them in, it doesn't show 145. It shows 123 right here. But I'm going to also again check the computer to see if maybe they do have a 145. I'm not sure. It'd be LSM 118G45 if they had it. But they only show G23. And as well as all the other stuff. So I don't know what the difference between those cylinders are and regular cylinders. I don't know what the difference is there. Why is there a difference? Exact pinning specifications as original. So I don't know why. Don't ask me why, but they have them. Also, let's go flip to this little flag. I guess I should have my Jason Reed's hats on for this, huh? Okay, rude. And here's a picture. That's what I flagged it for. There's that square deadbolt and square levers. And the square deadbolt is available in WR5. So you can get single cylinder only, not double cylinder. That's interesting. But single cylinder, Weiser, and Schlage. So if you have a house with Weiser and they want to put in silly square locks, then you can get the Weiser keyway as well. So yeah, the one thing about IDN, and I want to go ahead and clear this up, is they do sell pretty much, they restrict their sales to people in the trade. They're not like a lot of other companies that online put their prices out there. And I'm just going to read this real quick. IDN, Wilco, Hoffman, and Acme. They sell to locksmiths, access control, security companies, organizations with own staff locksmiths. That means like big hospitals or big college campuses, organizations maintaining their own electronic security key systems or hardware, and who are currently buying from a recognized distributor on a wholesale basis, and door OEMs and resellers. So the IDN network is not really for like the hobbyist people who may be on our channel and watching this. It's more for active trading locksmiths, and that's great. And they've always held that stance for a long time. We've had many discussions over the years about how companies undercut prices or post prices online and just make it harder for everybody to do who's legitimately in the locksmith business to price things correctly when the prices are just floating all over the internet. One neat thing about their catalog is it's not just a catalog. It's got a ton of information. So if you want to look up like Schlage, let's see, there we go. How about this? Functions pages for Schlage mortise locks. So if you want to figure out what a prison function lock is, it tells you latches retracted by key, outsider knob inside, outside knob always, free spinning, blah 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 blah. So there's a lot of information in here that will serve you well as a locksmith. Electronic solutions overview. And of course, some of this stuff, you know, they try to weed out some of the stuff that they don't sell anymore whenever they do these new catalogs. And I've also heard through the grapevine that LSDA themselves is in the process of redoing their website. So that's great to hear. But yeah, this is great that they have it. There's also one thing that they haven't received yet, but I did let Wayne know that it is very interesting and they should look into it. But the Don Joe, and I've made this comment many times over the years, if I had a manufacturing company, I would make these in a heartbeat. That's right, vertical opening and horizontal opening. It's bigger up and down. We have a ton of problems with door shift. And a lot of times in videos where they see me like adjusting a strike or whatever, it's like, oh, you're not doing that right. You have to pull down the door and rehang it and shim the hinge and use long screws. None of that matters in the South. We have what's called Yazoo clay, and a building can, a door lock can be like this one day and like this the next day, and then 3 days later it can be like that, just depending on rain, heat, humidity, how dry it is, any number of things. These things are awesome. And I'll definitely be getting them. There's a couple of other distributors that already have them in stock, but soon, hopefully, IDN will get some of those in stock as well. I hope so, anyway. Anyway, I just want to let y'all know that they are, and thank IDN for being a great distributor. We appreciate all y'all's help and bringing us new catalogs and stuff all the time. The Ilco new book as well, so that is fantastic. And yeah, if you are an active trading locksmith or organization that has a locksmith and you order from other distributors and you're looking for a new distributor for good hardware, we really like the LSDA line of products, specifically the knob and lever locks, the lock cylinders. Key links are fantastic. The exit devices aren't bad. I've got a video coming up on the mortise locks very, very soon. In fact, wind it here, wind my order here. I was expecting an order today and UPS has not brought it. It has a mortise lock in there, and I was going to do a video with that. And then the storefront hardware, we kind of got a video coming up on that soon too. So again, I'm not being paid, coerced, threatened, held hostage, or anything else, and I don't work for LSDA. Just to point that out again. They sent me some bling, so I was like, I'm going to do a LSDA AGME video or IDN video and wear my LSDA bling so that it'll tickle everybody. Anyway, if you have any questions or comments, I probably can't answer them, but your local sales rep at IDN can. If you are somewhere close by here, like there's no, I said we, it's not me. They don't really have a presence up in the Northwest area. That's kind of a whole different section of hardware up there. They use other stuff. They use West Coast stuff. So of course things can be shipped, but the great thing about distributors is having it close by. So when you put an order in one day, you can have it in 2 or 3 days at most anywhere in the country. There are some distributors out there, and I might note those distributors just willingly throw their prices out online for anybody to see and let anybody order from it. And some of you who are not locksmiths but are into locks may think that's great because that makes it easier for you to order stuff. But as a locksmith company, if I put an order in for something, I don't expect it to take 8 days to get boxed up and mail out. And that is how some distributors are, and that really infuriates me when I see stuff like that. But whether you call one of these numbers, and depending on your location, they can direct you to where you're supposed to be. I'm going to put that up in the camera right there. It's just somewhere in that area. You can call one of those numbers and say, hey, I'm in this state over here. Where do I need to order from? And they're going to tell you Hoffman, Wilco, or Acme. So anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks again, Acme, for getting us the new stuff out here, and for my t-shirt, so I can pretend like I work for LSDA. I don't, not really. One final note before I go, to those of you who do the programming for IDN on the website for our accounts, and I did tell Wayne this, and hopefully he'll pass it along as well, but I would love the ability to organize my favorites list, to be able to move them around would be the best thing in the world. And another idea that I gave him in case it doesn't reach certain people, pin lists. Remember the old check mark pin list when you're ordering different kinds of pins? It would be great being able to have like a specific page that we could go to, and it already have all the pins there for both 03, 05, SFIC, and whatever else you have. and just be able to check boxes. Click, 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 and then like put 4, maybe like 4, 4, 4, 4, and then click add, and it just adds it all. That would be amazing.